All right, let's dive into a story that sounds almost impossible. We're talking about theological warfare in the late Roman Empire. And get this, the secret weapon in a huge debate, right in Constantinople, came from a place most Romans could only dream of, the distant and, well, mysterious land of India.
So that's the big question, right? Why India? I mean, how on earth does a small community on the Malabar coast of India become the killer argument in a high-stakes showdown over the very nature of God, all happening in the heart of the Roman world? It's a wild story. Let's piece it together.
So to get started, you have to picture this. The year is 380 CE. We're in Constantinople, the capital of the Roman Empire. And our story revolves around one bishop who is in a very, very tight spot.
Meet our guy, Gregory of Nazianzus. He is absolutely brilliant, a theological heavyweight. But he's a total underdog. His community, the Nazianzus, they're this tiny group, completely overshadowed and even mocked by the powerful, super wealthy Arian faction that basically runs the city. He is seriously outnumbered.
So Gregory's giving this huge make-or-break speech to rally his little flock. And he pulls out an argument that must have come completely out of left field. He doesn't talk about Rome, he doesn't talk about Jerusalem, he starts talking about India. To the people listening, that must have sounded like he was talking about the moon. Now, to really get why this was such a jaw-dropper, you have to understand the situation. This wasn't some quiet academic chat. This was an all-out war of words for the soul of Christianity. And this is where you can really see the two sides clashing. It's a total showdown. The Arians are basically flexing, right? They're saying, look around. We've got the huge churches. We've got the emperor's ear. We've got the cash. Clearly, God is on our side. But Gregory, he just flips the script entirely. He says, nope, you're looking in the wrong place. True faith isn't about who's powerful here and now. It's about having the original global blueprint. And this is where India becomes his ace in the hole. Gregory unleashes this rhetorical masterstroke that just completely reframes the whole argument. He builds his entire case on this idea of the apostolic lots. Now, the belief was that after Christ ascended, the apostles basically drew lots, divinely guided, of course, to see which corner of the world each one was assigned to go and preach. It was like a master plan for a worldwide mission. And then he delivers the knockout punch. While he's listing off which apostle went where, he drops this line. He directly connects the Apostle Thomas with India. And just like that, the debate isn't about who controls Constantinople anymore. It's about who belongs to the entire world. And you can see his point so clearly here. India wasn't some random place he pulled out of a hat. No, it was a key part of this comprehensive divine strategy. See? Thomas gets India, Andrew gets Epirus, Mark gets Italy. Gregory is painting this incredible picture of a faith that was born to be global from day one. Okay, so you've got to be asking the big question. Was Gregory just, making this up? Was this just a really clever debating trick? Or was there any actual real-world truth to his claim about a church in India? Well, let's look at the evidence. What this timeline shows is that the story of Thomas in India was ancient long before Gregory ever brought it up. I mean, by the time he's speaking in 380, this tradition had been around for centuries. It had even gotten official recognition at the legendary Council of Nicaea more than 50 years earlier. And the evidence backing it up is surprisingly solid, and it comes from all over. First, you've got archaeology. I mean, they actually found coins from the 1st century that prove a king mentioned in the ancient stories of Thomas. King Gondophares was a real person. Then you have the paperwork, right? The official records from that huge church council show a bishop from India was there. But maybe the most powerful piece of evidence is the people themselves. There's a living, breathing community in Kerala, India today, the Nazianzus, and their tradition goes back 2,000 years, all the way to the Apostle Thomas. And here's the kicker. Just a few decades before Gregory gives his speech, this Christian community in India got a huge influx of people migrating from Mesopotamia. An event like that would have made waves along the trade routes, meaning the existence of this community wasn't some fuzzy legend anymore. It was a well-known fact in the wider world. On top of all that, Gregory wasn't some lone voice crying in the wilderness. All the heavy hitters of his time, writing in Greek, Latin, Syriac, they all agreed. From Jerome over in Bethlehem to Ambrose in Milan, the mission of Thomas to India was accepted as historical fact. It was a consensus. So why does any of this matter? What's the big takeaway here? Well, this ancient connection completely changes the game.
It fundamentally redefines what it meant to be a Christian back in the 4th century. You see, in Gregory's day, all these different threads came together at the exact same time. You had the theological argument he was making, you had people worshiping relics that were brought from India, you had the official church records, the recent migration, even physical evidence like stone inscriptions in India itself. It all converged to create this powerful, undeniable picture of a truly global faith. And this is the heart of it all. Gregory masterfully used the reality of the church in India to prove that real faith had nothing to do with being close to the Roman emperor. Its legitimacy, its truth, came from its universal apostolic reach. It was a radical move that turned his small community's biggest weakness into their greatest strength. You know, when you peel back the layers of a story like this, you realize just how connected the ancient world really was. It totally makes you think, doesn't it? What other forgotten connections are out there, quietly shaping the world we live in today? What other secret weapons, from unexpected places, have changed the course of history right under our noses?